So, where have I been? Well, it's only been like 2 months, but still, it's kind of weird for me. Well, I haven't been anywhere. In fact, I already have 2 more videos ready to go, but the 3rd video close to being done. So, the next marathon is Kirby, if it wasn't obvious by the thumbnail. That's Adventure, Nightmare in Dreamland, Superstar Ultra, Dreamland 3, and Kirby 64. But I'm not releasing them until they're done and can be released weekly. Why? Well, YouTube sucks, honestly. I have to appeal to the almighty algorithm. So, if I just release them weekly, maybe YouTube will like me more. Nothing about the videos are changing, they're just being released differently. If all goes well, I'll probably keep doing this. I'll try to at least do this for the next few marathons. Maybe different series people like different amounts, so they get different amount of views. Saying that a lot. My videos don't get like a ton of views, but if I can try something like this and try to reach more people and have more people enjoy them, then why not try? But if it doesn't work out, I'll probably just keep making them and then release them when they're done, like I was before this. It's not really for the views per se, but if I can try and do something like this and it helps, why not? But I would be lying if I said seeing the sub counter go up by 1 doesn't make me feel like that music makes me lose control triangle meme thing. This is how I feel on the inside whenever someone presses the subscribe button, so, do that, please. So the Dreamland 3 video is pretty close to done. Like, I can probably finish it within the next few days, hopefully. And also, hopefully, I can get the Kirby 64 video done before the end of the year, so hopefully, I can release these early next year. If you're curious about them, like you probably are, if you're watching this, have some previews. But we all know what this game introduced. The very thing that makes Kirby, copy abilities. Yeah, believe it or not, Kirby didn't get his most well-known trait until his 2nd game. You suck up an enemy, and if you're flashing when they're inhaled, you can press down to swallow it and get a new attack for yourself. Like, you eat a beam-shooting Waddle dude, then you can do it too. Eat this fire-breathing dude, and oh my, how crude. Eat the guy with the sword, and you're no longer bored. You know what? Stop the pointless rhyming. How does that even work? Maybe the real ability is being able to wield it effectively? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be thinking about this. Copy abilities solve the main issue with Dreamland. You couldn't defend yourself effectively. You had to wait for a boss to hit you, dodge the attack, and then counterattack. And if you miss, you have to keep waiting because you only had 1 shot. Now you can just beat dudes up like in a normal video game, adding in a bit of a beat 'em up element. Along with being able to attack underwater, you pretty much always have a means to defend yourself now. That is, assuming you don't take a hit to lose your ability. It adds a ton of replayability too. Because of how many there are, you can keep using different abilities and essentially have different playstyles. Or you can just completely ignore it like a dumb 3-year-old who can't read the tutorial on the pause screen. But I'll get into that later. I remember GCO being really tedious, and I was pleasantly surprised it didn't feel that way this time. For some reason, I got lost and couldn't figure out what to do, but it's literally a straight line to the end, more or less. How did I get lost? It's really fun trying to find all the treasures, and the occasional Nintendo reference was always a nice surprise. And please don't give Kirby the screw attack and the Triforce. This dude's basically a god already. And just the thought of Captain Falcon being out there somewhere with his helmet off is completely terrifying. But on the bright side, we have Mr. Saturn to help cheer us up. That's gotta count for something, right? I'm not even surprised he got himself locked inside a chest. Ultra had to have changed some of these though, like I found a star paddle from Squeak Squad, that had to be new. And while we're talking about all these treasures, I only found 75% of them? To think I was trying to be thorough. And also, who's like Dreamland 3. But this one's not like completely done yet, so it's like a work in progress, so The objectives to Heartstars come in one of 3 camps. There's some cryptic, easy-to-miss garbage that requires you to use a guide to figure out what this game is attempting to convey to you with this vague hint sound. You know exactly what to do, but executing it is annoying, or it's painfully obvious what you need to do and requires little effort. The 3rd camp does not happen very often. The 2nd camp is home to the worst objectives. Like, yeah, bring Pitch to his mom. That's a bird. Makes sense, except that it requires you to use Kine to go through this water section, but also make sure to bring him through this weird double-sided door that needs 2 different abilities to get through, and then you can get to Pitch. His bitch-ass mom doesn't even look happy when he do it either. She looks emotionally scarred. Honestly, same. And keep in mind that dying makes you lose your buddies, so most objectives requiring specific buddies also means you have to play through pretty much the whole level without dying, which I'm fine with on paper, but then you die and have to leave and restart the whole thing for no reason. They do this with regular abilities sometimes too, like this level where you need to kill some Metroids with ice, but you can't go back and get ice again if you lose it, so that means you gotta restart the whole level. I just want to commit genocide, is that too much to ask? But if you're looking for more content from me before then, I stream on Twitch somewhat regularly. And by somewhat regularly, I mean like once or twice a week. I try to. And these are usually Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes on Wednesday around the same time. And, you know, I got a stream archive, so you can just watch those if you can't catch it live. So, you know, that. And starting on Saturday, December 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm starting an Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. It's pretty much the thing I did last year, but like Emerald instead. And once that starts, I'll probably be doing 2 to 3 streams a week until I finish it. And then I'm doing highlight videos again, because it was entertaining. So, you know, filler. But back on the subject of videos, before Kirby starts up, I'll probably make my favorite games of 2020 video first. It's gonna be a bit different this year because I didn't play a ton of new games. I haven't really decided the format yet, but I think I'm just gonna go through all the ones I want to talk about without ranking them. Because the thing is, I didn't really have a game of the year this year. I mean, like, I technically did, but like, it could have been easily overtaken by like anything else if it didn't happen to come out this year. But you know, you'll find out when that video is made. And no promises, but I think I'll end up doing a new I Love video after Kirby. Because, you know, I've got like 4 weeks of nothing, so might as well. I was thinking short games or trains. Like I said in the last update video like a year ago, I just make these when I feel like making them, basically. You know, speaking of that, I normally do an update video in February around the channel anniversary. You know, just kind of like reflecting on the last year and looking to this year. But instead of doing one in 2 months, I might as well just do it now. So, if you don't care, you can just leave, I guess. I mean, you could have left, like, however long this has been so far, but it's nice that you're still here, hopefully. But anyway. 2020 has been a year. Like, it's actually weird to think that 2019 was only a year ago, because, like, at this point, you could say that it's, like, 2023, and I would just believe you. But luckily, hasn't affected me too much. You know, other than losing, like, a crappy part-time minimum wage retail job, but, you know, whatever. I mean, my last semester of college is coming up, which is weird to think about. Like, it's really weird, because college has more or less just been a blur for me. Like, you know, I remember it, but, like, not a whole lot of, like, specifics about it. It's weird. And now it's time for the almost annual portion of I Make Good Videos, I think. And I assume that I would never make a video longer than The Lost Age. But I was wrong. 3 times. In the same year. 2 of them back to back. The longest now being the Dark Dawn review. Like, I talked about that game for an hour. How? And like, you know, like I said in the video, I didn't mind talking about it for that long because it felt like no one else wanted to. But like, it's still weird to think that I actually went on for an hour about it. And like, as far as I know, it's still the longest video anyone's ever made about it. Like, the longest scripted video, I should say. Which is even weirder to think about. In the last update video, I said, hopefully it won't be the longest video I ever made. I actually laughed at that when I rewatched it before making this. But I was kinda wrong about there only being one other in-depth video on Dark Dawn, because the video I did mention in that video, I forget who made it. I'll just put it on the screen. You know, when I saw that it was like 2 hours long, I just kinda assumed they'd be talking about Dark Dawn for more than like 10-15 minutes. Because I hadn't watched it in full at the time. Because when I'm making a review, I don't like looking at like other people's reviews of the same game. Because I feel like I'm going to unintentionally plagiarize someone. Because I'm pretty sure I did that in my Mario Odyssey review that I did a billion years ago. The video was not good, by the way. But K-Bash did one that's like half an hour long, though. So I'm not alone, at least. Someone else has delved into the rabbit hole that is Golden Sun Dark Dawn. And, you know, my Dark Dawn video is at like 1,500 views almost, which by my standards is god tier. So like, thank you for all the views and stuff. I just kind of assumed it was gonna do well by my standards, because like the other 2 videos did. But it's still pretty nice that it's better than what I was expecting. So again, thank you. And you know, I really liked how my Thieves in Time video turned out, so watch that if you haven't already. But, you know, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you. But, you know, it'd be nice. You know, I wasn't expecting to patch the game or anything the whole time, but like I said in the video, it's still really cool that I ended up loving it by the end. Like, I found a new appreciation for a game that I ended up not liking when it first came out. So, that's a cool experience. And one really interesting thing, comment pointed out that they thought it was refreshing that I accepted the series as dead. And, like, I didn't think about that for the video. Like, there was a lot of Sly fans that are just like, don't worry guys, there's a new game right around the corner. Look, I want a new game as much as everyone else, but if it's been like 8 years with no new game, or like any sign of a new game, you just kinda have to accept that it's dead. At least, like, I think you should. Like, I'd rather appreciate what we have instead of, like, hoping for more. Even if I do want more. Same for Golden Sun. Please make a new Golden Sun. Please make a new Sly Cooper. But, like, you know, what we have is pretty good. And also make a new Portal game. So yeah, I finally did Portal 2. You know, I do like how it turned out, but I don't know, like, I feel like it could have been better. I don't know, still good. Probably. The Portal 2 highlights, though, not great. I just feel like I could have cut out a lot more. They're definitely not as entertaining as they could have been. But, you know, I don't make that kind of video very often, so bit of a learning process. Hopefully the Emerald Nuzlocke highlight video things are better. I haven't done it yet, though. Why not watch it live? Although, the impact of hype was probably one of my better videos. It's something I've had on my mind for a while. And that story that I had said in the video about me and Space King having like 2 different experiences with Persona 5, that was pretty much the inspiration for that video. That along with seeing like, you know, the Zelda cycle or like the Sonic cycle. And, you know, like, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, that's just pretty much every game. Like, I think Halo is having a similar thing right now, where, like, people hated Halo 4 when it first came out, but now people, like, really like it. I haven't played Halo 4 yet, and also I just got into Halo within this year. But man, that was what I did do. What about what I didn't do? I said that I was gonna review Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair and Shovel Knight Cam Cards, but, you know, I didn't. And a funny story about that. Played through the Impossible Lair. It's like, you know, pretty good game. I enjoy this. And then I got to the Impossible Lair. Like, I beat all the levels, got as many Bs as I can to, like, get as many hit points as I could get. And I couldn't beat it. Like, straight up. I think that they updated the game to make it less hard. You know, like, I haven't played it since they added the not-so-impossible layer, because I was just done with the game. But I think that they did it in the way that I was going to suggest in the video. Like, it would have been infinitely easier if it was just a normal level that they split up into, like, 4 levels, instead of, like, a gauntlet that takes, what, maybe, like, 40 minutes or something? I don't know. I think I only got, like, halfway through. I heard people were complaining that they made it too difficult. And I was just like, nah, this is easy. And then I realized I only got halfway through. And I was just like, oh, this is awful. And so I just didn't beat the game because it was way too frustrating and not worth losing sanity. And, like, I didn't really have much to say about it anyway. You know, like, I did have things to say about it, but nothing very unique. Just like, oh yeah, game's good. Neato. And for King of Cards, still haven't played King of Cards. And honestly, I'm probably just gonna redo the Shovel Knight review at some point. I don't know when, just eventually. TM, OC, do not steal. Because, like, I made a Half-Life 3 confirmed joke in that video. It's not good. But on the bright side, that's the only time I made that joke. 2017 was a different time. And I also said that I wanted to start reviewing Pokemon, the main series, which I'm probably gonna do for real this time. I say probably, because I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. Because I did play through Yellow. I was gonna have to bring up Yellow at some point for the Gen 1 video. I hadn't finished it before, so might as well. I think it was my second Pokemon game, actually. And I originally got pretty far in it, like every gym, except for Sabrina, because I couldn't figure out how to get into Saffron City. But you know, played through that on and off. And I actually enjoyed it, so that was surprising. Like, I was expecting it to be like a huge slog, but like it wasn't. And I did record the whole thing, so I figured that if I was gonna complain about it, I might as well just see it through to the end. You know, I enjoyed it, so that's interesting. I'll probably start playing Red/Blue at some point soon-ish, because that's the thing. Main series Pokemon might be a marathon, it might not. I'm not sure. Because I know for a fact that each video is gonna be like half an hour minimum. But, like, realistically, most of them are probably gonna be at least 40 to 45 minutes each. And doing multiple of those videos in a row sounds exhausting. so I don't want to do that. Might just be one of those series that I just do whenever, like in between stuff. Because I'm not sure how I feel about marathoning RPGs, just because they're longer than a regular video game. Like, a lot of them are like 20 hours long, but like some of them can be like 40 to 60, and like those ones just, no. I don't have that kind of time to do like in a row. I would say what I'm gonna do after Kirby, but I'm probably doing another one of these to announce that, so it would feel pretty redundant, but I have decided on what I want to do. I'll probably start it during the time that, like, these videos are going up. I don't know, like, I don't want to think too far ahead. Feels a little unhealthy. But I'm probably gonna be announcing it on Twitter much sooner, because, like, this whole Kirby thing has been kind of an open secret. Because, like, I've said it on streams and, like, Twitter and stuff, so just not the main channel. So if you want to see how these videos are going, follow me on Twitter. I promise not to retweet too many memes. You know, for streams, I don't really have a ton to say about them. I'm enjoying doing them, although I'm still kind of iffy on what I actually want to do. I'm thinking doing more challenge runs and randomizers. I already did a challenge run of Kirby Star Allies without allies, and it was oddly easy. Like, it's Kirby Star Allies, so just kind of figured it wouldn't be difficult. I think that it was easier than the first time I played it. Like, I actually died less times in the challenge run than I did on my first playthrough. Like, I mean, it was enjoyable, but, like, I still expected it to not be a cakewalk, you know? And I'll probably do an Ocarina of Time randomizer after the Emerald randomizer. You know, seems interesting. I don't know if I'll make a highlight video out of it, though. I did a Super Metroid randomizer, but I just didn't think it was interesting enough, so I just didn't. And I feel like other challenge runs, I was probably gonna do, like, Pokemon stuff. Like, I was thinking playing through Coliseum XD without using the snag machine. I'm thinking it wouldn't be that hard, but, you know, it's dumb and sounds fun. So, I was thinking maybe Pokemon Sun with, like, only fire types. Because I've been wanting to do, like, a mono fire type run of that game, just because you don't need HMs. And I know how to emulate 3DS games now, so yeah, I can do that, probably. And I'll probably play through Ocarina of Time Master Quest, the 3DS version of it, at some point, too. Maybe I'll play some ROM hacks, too. I will finish 3 houses eventually. I know I said that I was only gonna take, like, a month break from it, but it's been, like, 4 months almost. It really do be like that. So, recap. Early next year, there's gonna be favorite games of 2020, then full Kirby reviews, hopefully a new I Love video, and then Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke highlights, and then something else. So, yeah, until then, it's been fun. Take care, everyone.